It's going to vary depending on the testing you're doing in the lab you're using. So to make sure, you would go to your in-service guidelines, ASTM 4378, to review what tests should be done and on what frequency, and then you can compare that to the lab to see that they're doing those tests or get them added according to that interval. There's basic testing that's done on a more frequent basis, like monthly, and then you could have more extensive testing done on a 6 to 12 month cycle. One of the things that I see is a great problem in the industry right now is that the baselines are not being included. And this is the most basic part to lubricant analysis interpretation. If you don't have the baseline, it's impossible to interpret the oil sample. So when I'm looking and I don't see a baseline present, I would say you go in your lab and you get the baseline there. And I'd actually even go further to say don't use the lab's baselines. I would send in a new sample from a drum of your oil, and that becomes your baseline. One of the challenges there is that the oil companies have very high quality standards, and they're aware that people are testing the oil out of the drum and comparing it to the spec sheets that the oil companies have on their website. So for this reason, the baselines in most cases are going to be better than what's on the spec sheet. So you don't want to use the spec sheet. And I know that an RPVOT test or an additive test is more money, but no, send in your baselines, get the full package done, and then you can always go back to that and have a great deal of confidence that the numbers you're seeing are valid. And a 50% reduction in RPVOT or additives in this case, is going to roughly translate to you've consumed half of that oil. It's on the bottom half of its life cycle. And the fact that you've known how long it's taken to get there is really important information to understand.